being on this journey of semen retention, you are going to constantly find yourself in situations where you must resist those temptations, man. Women will test you while you're on this journey of semen retention, man. Women will see how strong your willpower is. Women will try to test and see how strong you are when it comes to resisting those temptations. And y'all know the type of temptations I'm talking about. In this video, I'm going to be giving y'all some examples of how women will test you while you're on semen retention, man. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video, leave comment down below, and also subscribe to the channel. If it ain't too much to ask, that is. Shalom, family. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Now, let's get into what y'all came here to see. So one of the main things I noticed since I've been on semen retention and before my last streak, man, I was on 7 months before I relapsed, right? Now, one thing that I noticed while I was on that 7-month streak of semen retention is women were constantly testing me, man. I'm not saying like they testing me like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to test my masculinity, but women were like testing me like in a sexual way. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give you one of the first examples that I encountered when I first got on semen retention last year when I was on for those 7 months, man. All right. So the first thing that happened to me is I was on semen retention for about 2 to 3 weeks at this time. And I remember one day I was leaving the store. I think I was coming from like the grocery store or something like that. I was coming from somewhere. And I remember around this time, anybody that keeps up with my content, this is when me and my ex-girlfriend was like going through our breakup or separation, whatever we was going through. I was on semen retention about 2 to 3 weeks. And I remember I was coming from the store and this lady, I'll never forget, she was driving a white Mercedes Benz, but she wasn't driving at the time. She was just sitting in the driver's seat and she was like parked outside of like a Best Buy or something. And I remember when I walked past her car, right, she rolled down the window. She said, "Hey, excuse me." I'm thinking she finna ask me for directions or something, but she was like, "Hey, excuse me." I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, "Hey, come here for a second." So I'm looking like, how close you want me to get? You know what I'm saying? But she was like, "Come here for a second." And she like looked me up and down. She, you know what I'm saying? She was just like, "Hey, my name is," I think her name was Lisa or something. "What's your name?" I told her my name. I said, "My name's Sean." She said, I got to ask you a question, Sean." I said, "What's that?" She said, "Would you sleep with me?" And I thought it was a joke. I say, "What?" She said, would you F me? If I wanted you to F me, would you F me? And I said, "Yeah." But like, in what context? Like, where's this coming from? And she was just like, "Now, I'm a married woman, and I just found out my husband has been cheating on me." And while she was telling me this, she had her phone in her hand, and her guy was like, I guess her husband was on the phone listening to like the dialogue between me and her. And she was like, "Yeah, I just caught my husband cheating, and I'm just trying to show him that it ain't nothing for me to go out here and cheat. So do you live around here?" And I said, "Yeah, I do live around here." She was like, "Okay, well, where you stay? You know, you get in, I'll give you a ride and we could go do our thing real quick." And, you know, and I had to tell her, man, I'm like, "Look, I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through with your husband, but I went through like something like the same thing in my last relationship, and I cheated on my girlfriend at the time, and then she went out here and got her lick back, and now you saying your husband cheated on you, and now you trying to go get your lick back. All I'm gonna say is you can't get your lick back with me, because I know what that's gonna do to your relationship. And even though your husband effed up and he shouldn't have did what he did, I'm not gonna condone that. And you shouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? Go back home and talk to your man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably got to seek counseling. Y'all probably need to separate for a little while, but you don't want to start going down that rabbit hole and y'all going back and forth, getting y'all licked back on each other and cheating, because I know what that does to a relationship. I know what that does to a couple. You know what I'm saying? Because me and my ex used to go through that. So I'm like, "Nah, I'm sorry, you beautiful." She was sexy then. Boy, oh my, she was a Latina too, man. Little cute Latina woman, man. Long hair, had a nice body. I'm just checking a nice car. But I'm like, "Nah, I can't do that. I'm not gonna partake in that." And she was like, "Okay, cool." Then she drove off and I walked off. And yeah, a married woman, man, was trying to have sex with me, bro. When I was there, and I think I was semen retention for like 2 weeks. And I'm not even saying like it was the semen retention that attracted her to me. I just found it real strange, like the timing. Like I was on semen retention for a couple weeks, and like out the blue, this married woman wanted me to, I guess, smash her so she could get revenge on her husband that cheated or whatever. So I just thought that was crazy. The second example is I had a friend when I was living in San Antonio, female friend, and this woman honestly was my friend. She wasn't even she was into women. You know what I'm saying? And my ex that I was living, I wasn't living with my ex, but my ex who I was like down there in Texas trying to be with, she used to swear up and down that me and my friend, I don't even want to say my friend name because me and my friend still talk to this day, and she might not even want her name to be said on YouTube. But I had a friend down there in San Antonio, man. She was into women and she was just real cool. We used to work together. She'd give me rides home sometime when I had situations going on with my car. Stuff that my ex should have been doing. This is stuff my friend was doing. And that's why I think my ex used to think me and her was like messing around. But we wasn't never on that with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never messed around with her, bro. And then I remember like shortly before I had moved back home to Chicago, I remember like my friend got on that with me. She was like, hey, you want to do something before you go to Chicago? And the typical man would have been like, okay, cool, come on. But I honestly didn't even look at her like that. You know what I'm saying? She really was just my friend. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like attracted to her no type of way. That ain't to say she wasn't like a good looking woman or nothing like that. I just didn't see her in that light. You know what I'm saying? I just really just saw her as my friend, as my homie. You know what I'm saying? And she was trying to get on there with me and trying to get me to smash before I moved back home. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that ain't it wasn't going down like that. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing, when I did get back home and I started working shortly after I got home, man, I noticed that all those older cougar women in my job used to be on me, man. I'm telling you, like, I don't think I ever in my life got invited to that many women houses, man. When I was working at that job, man, it just seemed like every other day somebody was inviting me to their house to clean up, help them clean up. Oh, I just moved from an apartment to a house. Can you help me move? I even had one woman say, come over for a glass of wine and all, and we could watch a movie. And come on, man, you think I'm stupid? Like, women were really like just throwing it out there. Like they wanted me to really like rotate with them when I first got home. And you got to think like I started working probably like a month and a half after I had got home. So I was like on semen retention by that time. By the time I started working for like 2 months or 2.5 months or something like that. So man, bro, like my energy was just soaring through the roof. Like them women, they was picking up on my testosterone and all that type of stuff, man. Like my high energy. I had the grace of God in my life. I was praying. I was in my Bible every day. I had a solid relationship with the Most High, man. And I was retaining my seed on top of it. And I was sober. I wasn't drinking, smoking, nothing. And it was just like women was like just picking up on my energy. They was picking up on my vibe and they was feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just wild, bro. Like, it was just wild. And I remember they was like inviting me over for drinks and help them do stuff around the house, and I always declined. I don't even remember what I used to say most of the time, but I always used to just turn it down. Like, nah, I got plans this weekend, or nah, I got to keep my daughter this weekend. I ain't got no babysitter. And I just used to make up stuff to like get out of those situations that I was getting invited to. But instead of just coming out and saying no, you know what I'm saying? I used to just make up stuff to just get out of, having to be in those situations where I knew something would have happened, pretty much. So I had to decline all them women, and I think they all just got tired of it and probably started talking about me behind my back. Y'all notice that Sean he declining every time we try to make a pass at him, he declining us. I ain't on that with none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have been, but I wasn't on that type of time back then. So the next thing is, man, my baby mama used to test me so much, man. My baby mama used to constantly text me. Man, I remember when I first got home from Texas, my baby mama used to send me nudes for no reason, bro. Like, I would wake up some days to like boobs just in my phone, just text from baby mom. You know what I'm saying? And I'll open the text and it's just boobs, bro. Like, I'm like, whoa. Well, she'll send me pictures of like her nails and her toes, right? Like she'll have her hand like next to her feet and like send me a picture like, hey, you like this color, baby daddy? I just got my nails done a few hours ago or something. Like, But because she know I love feet, I love toes, you know what I'm saying? My baby mama used to have that bad, boy. She'd just send me random sexy little pictures, man, or she'd go get her hair done and just send me pictures of how her hair look. You know, not just her hair, but like, you know, she'll be standing in front of a mirror or whatever, posing, doing like a little sexy little pose and everything. Or she'll like record herself twerking for like 10 seconds and then send a video to my phone. And I'm like, man, what is my baby mama on with me, bro? Like, I swear, my BM used to test me so much, bro. And I remember like picking up my daughter from her mom's house sometimes. My baby mama would come to the door half naked, and she'd be trying to invite me in. I remember one day, man, like, I had dropped my daughter off at home, and my daughter had like ran to the bathroom or ran to the bedroom or something. And next thing I know, my baby mama was like, "Hey, Sean, look." And I turned over and she like bent over, you know what I'm saying, booty all in the air, just twerking, bro. I'm like, man, I got to get up out of here, man. Like, I got to go, man. I got to get up out of here, man, before I end up relapsing, boy. So I will always get up out of there, you know what I'm saying? Right on time. And then the last example I want to give you guys, man, I remember one day my ex-girlfriend, Mookie, who I was dating for like a month, and then we just stopped talking for whatever reason. I don't know. I already made a video about her and how weird she is. So, like, when me and my ex was talking, I remember this was either late last year or early this year. This was either late December or early January. I can't even remember. But she had came over to the house one day because something was going on with the car, with my car that I was driving. And I remember she had came over to the house because I needed to go somewhere, and she volunteered to take me. So I remember she like came over to the house one day, and I was getting in the shower. Like, when she had came, I was like just about to get in the shower. So I'm like, I'm finna jump in the shower, and she just sat on the couch and started watching TV, right? So I remember I had got out the shower because I thought I heard her call my name. When I was done with the shower, I thought I heard her call me, and I walked out the bathroom and went to go check on her. Like I said, she's sitting on the couch watching TV. So then I'm like, you called me? She like, nah, I ain't called you, but damn, I'm glad you came up in here. Ooh, what you got up under that towel right there? I'm like, man, stop playing with me. You know I'm on semen retention. Because she knew all about it. She supported my semen retention and everything. She was like, ooh, how long you say you been on semen retention? You sure you ain't trying to break it right now? I'm like, man, you know I ain't trying to break my semen retention streak right now, man. I ain't even known that. And she like, you sure? Why don't you take that towel off and come over here and sit on this couch, and we gonna see what's up? And I'm like, man, Mookie, no, I'm not. We already talked about this. I'm not on that, man. I'm not on that. And she another one that used to send me random pictures. She didn't used to send me nudes, but she'll send me like sexy pictures of like her and, you know, feet and all that type of stuff. But it never like no nudes. She'll just send me like, you know, cute pictures of her. You know what I'm saying? Without me asking. So yeah, man, in a nutshell, women will test you while you're on this journey of semen retention, man. Best believe that, bro. So just be prepared for it, man, because I done had ex-girlfriends try to sleep with me. I done had my baby mom try to sleep with me. I done had older cougar women at the job try to sleep with me. I done had a married woman try to sleep with me. A married woman. I done had another married woman in my past before when I was on a different streak of semen retention that tried to sleep with me when I was living in the apartment. You know, back like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, man, women are going to test you while you're on semen retention, man. No doubt about it, man. But you got to be strong, and you got to resist those temptations, man. You got to ask God for the strength to help you resist those sexual temptations and resist those sexual impulses, man. So all I'm going to say, them cheeks going to be calling your name. But it's up to you to answer or not. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys like the video. Hit me up in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. Peace and blessings, everybody. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend, man. Shalom, family. I'm gone.